What happens when you finish probation but still owe the court money? Today's case is about to get heated when William Asper tries every excuse in the book to avoid paying his fines, from being a trustee with no income, to having a sick child, to actually challenging the court's legal authority. But the real fireworks start when the judge orders him to appear in person, and he flat out refuses. This showdown between a defendant who thinks he's found legal loopholes and a judge who's not having it is about to escalate fast. Will Asper's defiance land him in even more trouble? Let's find out.
On the record, State of Michigan versus William Asper, 2300546SM. And you are William Asper joining me by video, is that right?
Good morning, Your Honor. Yes, William Asper, defendant. Well,
right.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Asper, you're here for a show cause hearing. Back in May of 2024, you were released from your probation, but you still had a balance of fines and costs. And it's my understanding we need to set up a payment plan on that. Is there a payment plan that you believe would be adequate that you could afford to stick to?
So, good morning, Your Honor. So I had spoken to, I'm not sure what office it was. I don't believe I have any funds to make any sort of payment plans. As I think I said to the court, I am a trustee of an account. I have to pay mortgages, and every month that account, because of repairs and whatnot of properties, has been in the negative. So I don't have any access to put towards this. As well as what I told the clerk is, since back then, I have a son now who was born with some a genetic condition. I'll put it. And I mean, it takes my time up. Obviously, there's more money involved, but I don't have any ability to make any payments, Your Honor.
So you need to provide to the court adequate proof of your income and debts in order to prove that you do not have the ability to pay. Otherwise, I do have to continue to attempt to collect this money.
Let's break down what just happened. Asper claims he's a trustee managing properties, but somehow has no income, and the accounts are always negative. That's suspicious. In legal terms, being a trustee usually means you're managing assets for someone else, but it doesn't mean you work for free. The judge isn't buying it either. She's basically saying, prove it or pay up. And notice how he threw in a sick child? While that's genuinely difficult if true, courts hear these emotional appeals constantly. The judge needs documentation, not stories. She's giving him a chance to prove his claims. But watch what happens when she mentions coming to court in person. This is where things get wild.
Money. What I'm willing to do today is to adjourn this a month to give you time to collect your documents and or consider what payment arrangement you can afford.
Okay, so Your Honor, I have my trustee thing, but I don't take an income from it. So as far as income coming in, I don't have any. So it's zero.
If you're not disabled and unable to work, then you have the ability to work and earn. So that's not going to be an adequate answer.
So I had a question. So there was some recent Michigan Supreme Court case law. And since the probation has been terminated, I don't understand what jurisdiction this court has.
It's actually quite the opposite. The Michigan court has determined that in order for you not to have to stay on probation until it's paid, that we retain authority to collect the money after probation. The alternative would be, which they decided they don't want to do, is keep people on probation until the money's paid. So I retain jurisdiction to collect the money. That's my jurisdiction.
Oh, snap. Asper just tried to pull the I know the law card and got schooled. He's citing Michigan Supreme Court cases thinking he found a loophole, basically arguing the court can't touch him since his probation ended. But the judge flips it perfectly. The law actually says courts keep jurisdiction over fines after probation specifically, so people don't have to stay on probation forever just to pay money. This is what happens when you try to play amateur lawyer. The judge just used his own argument against him. But Asper isn't done fighting. He's about to make a decision that could land him with a bench warrant. Watch this confrontation escalate.
Your Honor, that's not his jurisdiction. I was off probation. That only applies to if I have an ability to pay, which I don't.
Yes, and I'm telling you, I'm adjourning this 30 days for you to provide proof to the court in person of your assets.
Your Honor, I can't go. I don't have a vehicle, Your Honor. I'm not going to be in person. I'm not going to be in person. I have to take care of my child. I don't have a vehicle.
You will come in person, or you will have a bench warrant. That's how this
fine,
works.
Your Honor. I don't have a way up there. I don't have a vehicle. I have not had a vehicle since November.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and schedule this, and you'll make your choice. If you're not here, I'll issue a bench warrant. This is set for July 29th.
I'm not showing up in person. I don't have the ability. What email address to send my paperwork to? This is why there's Zoom.
No, so Zoom is in my discretion. And so I do not have to allow a hearing to occur in Zoom. If you want
this
to
is unbelievable. Asper just told a judge to her face, I'm not showing up. That's like telling a police officer, I'm not pulling over. It never ends well. The judge gave him a clear ultimatum. Show up in person or get a bench warrant. For those who don't know, a bench warrant means you can be arrested anytime, anywhere, during a traffic stop, at work, even at home. And here's the kicker. He manages properties as a trustee, but claims he can't get to court? No vehicle since November, but somehow manages multiple properties? The math isn't mathing. The judge is basically saying Zoom is a privilege, not a right, and she just revoked that privilege. This standoff is exactly how people turn simple fines into serious legal problems.
If you want to email records to the court, you can do that. It's Judge Buchanan Courtroom at lansingmi.gov, and I will review whatever documents you submit. But I'm still scheduling this for an in-person proceeding, July 29 at 11.
Here, let me get it before we cut out. Judge Buchanan Courtroom.
At Lansing, MI, as in Michigan, MI.gov.
lansingmi.gov. Okay.
Correct. Okay. And we'll mail you a notice for that July 29th date. You're all set for today.
Have a good day. Bye.
Wow. Let's break down this train wreck. William Asper finished probation, but still owes court fines. Instead of working out a payment plan, he threw up every excuse. He's a property trustee with no income suspicious, has a sick child unverified, can't work but isn't disabled, and even tried to argue the court has no legal authority wrong. When ordered to appear in person with financial documents, he flat out refused, practically guaranteeing himself a bench warrant. This case shows exactly what not to do when you owe court fines. The judge was willing to work with him, but his defiance turned a simple payment plan into a potential arrest warrant. If you think Asper played this wrong, hit that like button. Comment below. Should courts be more flexible with Zoom hearings? Or was a judge right to demand in-person appearance? And subscribe for more courtroom showdowns where defendants learn the hard way that you can't outsmart the system.